For three different characters? It's a shame.
Four.
Oh, right, because it was the extra guy.
Yeah, we had, in order of their movies, we had Austin, Dr. Evil, Fat Bastard, and now Goldmember. New movie, new character.
Like, do you know how to do an accent? Does it matter? Does the audience know the accent?
I mean, to his credit, Mike Myers is known for having pretty good accents. I don't know the Dutch accent well enough to tell you for sure.
This was a stereotypical take or something that stands the test of 20 extra years.
I just don't know enough Dutch to tell you, or Dutch people. I don't know. I don't even know if Dutch is a language. I thought they spoke German, but
I guess
it shows what I know.
I think it's nationality. That's as far as I know.
Yep.
I mean, I don't want to start right on the beginning, but I will preview it as this must have been like relevant in the time period it was made, because dang, there's a lot of regular actors in our beginning.
I actually have the entire list of cameos pulled up.
Oh, good.
Because I had a feeling one, if not both of us, were going to be like, that's a lot of famous people that just showed up in this movie.
Without me expecting it to be that, yeah, I was surprised by the immediate cameos, and then wondering if I have the right copy of whatever this is. I'm like, did they make a parody?
Because of the censorship?
Well, because of Tom Cruise. I'm like, this is all set like Mission Impossible 2. Why would they do this?
I thought I had the wrong movie because when it got to Dr. Evil's rap, it started to get censored. Oh. And I was like, oh no, did they censor this? Like, were they like, oh, it's terrible for the times? But then I realized they were censoring everything and it was meant to be like a music video. But there was a moment where I really thought that my movie had been censored.
It's the wrong one.
Welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast currently looking at Austin Powers. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
Hello, welcome again. I am Justin.
And today we looked at Austin Powers in Goldmember, the third and final movie in the Austin Powers trilogy. Promises, man. I was looking at the Wikipedia, and the last time we were threatened with another Austin Powers was 2022.
No, thank you.
Like, I had it in my head because there were people who didn't like that I used the term threatened with another Austin Powers. And so I was like, well, maybe I'm unfair. Maybe like this hasn't been teased for most of my adult life. And then there's this entire huge section devoted to a potential sequel where they talk about all the times and all the people who brought it up in a major interview where they were like, yes, we're going to do an Austin Powers 4, or yes, I'm interested in Austin Powers 4.
Like they need Mike Myers and Basil, and that's about it, right?
Yep, I was going to say, I think those are the only two truly reoccurring characters. You've got Johnson, who was in 2 of the movies, maybe 3.
Number 2.
Yep, number 2, Robert Wagner. Although with all the time shenanigans, they can always recast anyone who doesn't want to be in it, anyone who may not be with us anymore. I think Mini-Me is no longer with us.
Oh.
He died in 2018. So we don't have any more of that Mini-Me. But, I mean, you know, otherwise, like, both director Jay Roach and Austin Powers have said that they would do another one. And nobody has. But now I'm sounding as though I'm like, oh, why not? Because I don't want it. Like,
why not? No, it is okay.
We can go over that next week in the wrap up when we talk about all this stuff. But for now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. This came out in 2002. This was the same year, I think, or maybe 1 year apart. Let me look. Nope, it was the same year as Die Another Day, the last of the Pierce Brosnan Bond movies. And I bring that up because MGM sued for the Goldmember title, saying that it was too close. And when it was settled, part of the agreement was that Austin Powers would have a trailer for Die Another Day. So.
Oh, like at the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that seems odd. Like, yeah, you got to protect your investments, but who's going to mistake Goldmember for Goldfinger?
Yeah.
And then it being in the Brosnan era, it's like, well, nobody's even thinking about Goldfinger.
For real, but nonetheless, that's 2002 for you. Another reason I wanted to bring up the year is because in 1993, Madonna had another hit in the Austin Powers movie. And then in 2002, she put out one of my favorite bad songs ever written. Like, so I guess she's hitting on all cylinders. Anyway, budget of $63 million. That is $30 million more than the last one. Returned $297 million. That is $25 million less than the last one. But still, nearly $300 million for a comedy movie. Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And great. Like, very good for them.
Good for them. You don't need to make another one. It's okay. This one covers all the bases. Everything is wrapped up. They're very chummy by the end.
Most of them are, anyway.
Well, I guess it's not too surprising, but it just feels like this, for whatever reason, has had the moment to get a bunch of people to the theater and see it. I don't know that you would have that happen now unless you get a lot of more cameos.
I would go with no cameos. I would go with them saying Mike Myers is only playing Austin Powers and Dr. Evil, none of the other characters, and no fifth character. I would still be like, hells yeah, let's go. They could say there will be no other characters that you know and love from the franchise, and I would still go to the theaters to watch Austin Powers 4 because that's the power that franchises have on me.
Okay, well, yeah, I'd probably skip it.
That's fair. Written by Mike Myers and Michael McCullers. That was the same duo as last time. And again, directed by Jay Roach. I've got to tell you, I have to be honest with you. I think this was a fantastic cold open into an intro theme song. I loved it. 10 out of 10 on the very beginning of this movie.
Well, my major problem with it was it's so average. It's like 5 out of 10 for me. No, after I got over my confusion, I appreciated the fact that they have Tom Cruise, Gwyneth Paltrow. Except I will say Gwyneth Paltrow was she meant to be the stand-in for Heather Graham?
No, she's a totally new character.
Okay, I was like, everybody else kind of exists in this universe already. Danny DeVito as Mini-Me. Kevin Spacey as Dr. Evil is a little ironic. So
I was gonna say anytime I watch Kevin Spacey be a bad guy, I'm always like, yeah.
So I think those are the main ones there. They didn't have like Rob Lowe as that would be. I think that'd be fun if it was Rob Lowe as number 2, but
I mean,
unnecessary.
After the Austin pussy, then we get Steven Spielberg.
Yes. It started being like, this is a little. It felt like the skits that they put on at the Oscars where Ben Stiller was his Tom Cruise's stunt double, and it's like, well, maybe that was in this vein of where they were going with it. Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I genuinely chuckled out loud when a stand-in for Steven Spielberg started backflipping during the demonstration of Mojo. I don't know why that tickled me so much. I knew it wasn't the real Steven Spielberg backflipping, but I chuckled very hard at the concept of Spielberg being overcome by Mojo.
Yeah, I chuckled too, and the other producer or whatever also doing a backflip to match the ensemble dance.
Mm-hmm.
At least he got his dance intro again.
Well, here's the thing. I had a great time with it. I had a great time with meeting Quincy Jones. The one sour part, it's not taking me down from a 10 out of 10 intro, but the one sour part was when we had the extended Britney Spears section where she reveals herself as a fembot. Like, great, we got another fembot joke, but it wasn't a very good Britney Spears song.
I don't remember the song even.
Something about boys. It wasn't a very good one. And I will admit, I'm not a very big Britney fan, but then there's Toxic, which is one of the greatest songs ever written. And you would have to be an idiot to not say, like...
I will whistle that anytime it comes to mind.
Just pops into my head more frequently than I would care to admit. Sure. It's a banger of a song. So, because I know that she has this incredible song in her. I'm like, why'd they pick this dud?
Don't know. No. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from that intro that was displeasing. It was all right. It was about normal. I guess if I have to say something that I love about it is Austin Powers never got naked. And that's okay.
That gag was completely done away with. Of
Hooray!
All of the repeated jokes in this movie, they did not repeat the overly complicated blocking of covering nudity.
That's okay. I'm alright. They didn't do... I feel like they didn't do as much interaction with poop. They just did a bunch of fart jokes, pooping jokes.
Several fart jokes, lots of piss or pee if the other word is offensive.
We'll see what YouTube says.
I was gonna say if anyone gets upset about it, I will try to retroactively censor it, but for now it's remaining uncensored.
Would you call the intro, how far does the intro go? Because Dr. Evil says a plan, and
I was gonna say I think it goes to the end of the theme song, and then we go into Act 1 with the plan and the busting.
Yeah. No dad. I think they did a decent job of finding kind of the same profile of a face in Michael Caine. Okay, that's semi-believable for him to be related to Austin Powers.
I thought that was fantastic casting, and I thought it was a great justification for what I said like 2 weeks ago when I was like, it's not based on James Bond, it's based on Michael Caine. And there's Michael Caine playing the father. But I do have to say, give me a moment, because someone said exactly that, and I was like, dude, I don't remember that movie. Okay, so Astuary_wave on TikTok was like, when I said, I think he's based on Michael Caine, he said, I mean, who's his father in the third movie? And now we know his father is Michael Caine.
We're watching these movies, people. How are we supposed to know the future?
I watched this movie 20 years ago. I don't remember everything about it.
Don't remember the past. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I had even an inkling that Michael Caine was in this at all until they show a picture.
Completely slipped my mind. And I'm trying to think anything else. I also had a view of the movie where Goldmember, like in my memory, Goldmember was a much bigger villain than he actually turned out to be. Like,
fair.
I thought he turned main villain like halfway through the movie.
Apparently not.
Nope. It's like the very beginning and the very end. He's really a nothing character with one disgusting quirk that he does like 2 or 3 times. Sure. And so, like, I don't even know why it's in the movie. It's just to be gross, whatever. But we meet him in this at the beginning of the movie when Dr. Evil is giving away the plans. He talks about how I guess he gave Goldmember a time machine because Goldmember hides in 1975.
Gets captured, but Goldmember makes use of the thing. Which, with a time machine, you could turn it on whenever, I guess. But
yeah.
I think continuity and logical planning is not the strong suit of the Powers franchise. So,
I mean, to the franchise's credit, all 3 movies have been time travel movies. The first one being, you get cryogenically frozen in order to travel to the future. Yeah. And then the next 2 are actual time machines. Ugh. But, it is what it is. We've got, like you said, we got the capture, we got the no dad because Austin Powers got knighted. That's not even a big deal in this movie. Nobody calls him Sir Austin Powers.
I feel like it's mostly to say, oh, his dad is not there.
Yeah. So I'm just going along for the movie. I'm like, all right, it's fine. It's got a good, it's interesting. I'm thinking about how in the Bond movies, in some of them, I can't remember which Roger Moore one it was, but they specifically had a reference to Blofeld. They just never showed his face or said his name, but they killed him off in the cold open with a helicopter.
Oh, right.
And so I was like, all right, maybe this is an allusion to that, where they're like, here's the villain from one of the last movies. We're going to lock him up so you can focus on the new villain. And if that had been the case, I probably would have liked this movie more.
Yeah.
Except for no reason whatsoever, Dr. Evil gets transferred from his isolation cube into general population.
Like they gave... for the exchange for the information about Goldmember, which was he's obviously in the past.
Fine.
Then you'll send me to a different place, but yeah, I mean...
All right, that works. I was being unfair. I was sitting here like, then what was the point of that little isolation prison?
Yeah, it felt very X-Men Magneto-esque.
Mm-hmm. Which this likely was making
right
fun
around.
Of.
Yeah. Yep. What's something else that I like about the first act? Because So far, like the setup for Goldmember to be the bad guy, it's okay. Oh, I did enjoy the back in time Dr. Evil and Austin Powers as kids, mainly because
Yes!
I don't know if they did the voiceovers, but dang, the kids did amazing. They did great pretending to be them.
Yeah, I genuinely hope that those were like those kids' voices, and they were just doing their best version
And Basil
of these
too.
characters. Yeah, like,
Like,
number
oh.
2, Basil, like they're both so good. Oh man,
Like, commit to the bit, and they did it. Because it could be like, oh, we're going to try and play this a little bit realistic and serious. No, this is just the script for Dr. Evil and Austin Powers on these different actors.
And part of the school's award is International Man of Mystery. It's a title that gets given to a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely loved that entire flashback. Like,
It was good.
yes, one of the things that I will often say is, like, even in a movie I didn't like, there can be brilliant and great things. And for me, most of it, like almost all of it, if I'm honest, is loaded in the front.
Yeah.
I loved the cold open with the big stars. I loved the musical sequence, and I loved this flashback. I genuinely thought all 3 of those were really great moments in this movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Oh, because the knighted, we don't see his dad. I was like, why are we back in time anyway? Oh, because his dad has not been there. Also the thing, because he's talking to Dr. Evil. Okay. I was like, when did that all happen? Meanwhile, Austin's remembering it, and Dr. Evil's just taking another pee.
Yeah.
That's a big theme of the movie.
Yes, pee is the theme of this movie, but I'm not a big fan of the Freudian slips, because they're not all Freudian. It's just like when the characters cannot get past certain ideas. It starts here with Austin's daddy issues, where he keeps plugging something in, and then later on everybody gets obsessed with the mole.
Yeah.
And I've got mixed feelings on those. I usually don't find it that clever. I kind of find the dad one funny, but then beyond that, I'm just like, no, the joke is done. And it's like, now you're just making fun of someone's physical appearance. Like, I'm not enjoying it as much.
Yeah.
But having them come back from the flashback to Austin kind of in this wistful, or I guess like his face is just, a million miles away, just in dreamland. Naturally, if you were in a conversation with someone who just drifted off, you go do your own thing. And in this case, Dr. Evil had to take a leak. Like,
Yeah.
So I did find that a little silly, like, just the concept of it, that Austin, for this entire period of a flashback, has just been standing still and staring at the ceiling.
Yeah, I enjoyed the flashback itself. Kind of just not laughing as hard for the rest of the the conversation. But after that, at least they're starting to go back in time. I do think Austin Powers does better in the past time periods.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with you there.
Interesting, cryogenically frozen. Past person is in the modern day is fish out of water, and like, well, it doesn't really do too much. It's all, oh, Austin, you can't be that way. Like, well, he's awkward and weird. Let him be that way back when he existed. So I think it works better that way.
I agree. I find him less entertaining when he's fish out of water. I really think the first movie is probably the worst movie. And the hyper confident Austin is the character that I came to see. And I feel like he's come alive for the whole movie, but when he's in his element and he's back in the past and we've got Beyonce, I think that's when this thing starts to get better.
I mean, Beyonce's not bad throughout this whole thing. I think she sticks to her character and motivations that way. I think I didn't realize how much I enjoy the bits and pieces I get of Nathan Lane, right? That's
yes. He's
but
only
right here,
in one scene.
Right? I was like, I do like this guy. Like, he's great.
He doesn't say a word.
Anything, yeah. Which is, he emotes with his face so much that it's perfect for the absurd, Beyonce is a spy. She can't be seen talking to Austin Powers, which is a little bit of spy logic that you put in other movies, and it's like, oh yeah, sure. I'll say that maybe overshadows all of the introduction of Goldmember, because I'd forgotten that Goldmember is being introduced in this, and only remembered that Beyonce talks to Austin Powers through Nathan Lane.
Yeah, like there's this whole extended skate sequence for Goldmember where he's doing a whole little thing, and I don't care about any of it because Nathan Lane tried to make out with Austin Powers. And he's so good. He's I don't know if I'd say, okay, I will say it. I think he's the best cameo in this whole movie. I don't think he should be listed as a cameo, even though he's in one scene with a non-speaking role, and he's really just there for the people who are like, hey, that's Nathan Lane. His character is critical to the movie, and he's fantastic in it. Yeah, I really enjoyed Nathan Lane in this scene. And I've got to say, for Beyonce as a whole, I think she put her everything in this movie. I don't know if this movie was as good to her as she was to this movie.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like she's really putting it out there, and maybe I'm just a bigger fan of her than I want to admit to being.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know that I've seen her in any other movie role, so the fact that it's Austin Powers is like, she signed on for this, and that's decent. That's like, yeah. And then she did a great job with her parts.
The only criticism I have of the entire performance from her, and it's probably not her fault, but it's that forced kiss at the end where she is.
Oh, they do.
They have a very brief peck on the lips.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of them was uncomfortable with it, but clearly one of them was.
Not Nathan Lane. That was a better one.
Yes. Looks like Beyonce started acting in 2001, and she has done it off and on all the way to 2024. So she is a genuine actress. And I do remember, because I saw it on the list, she was in Dreamgirls. And I never saw that, but I do remember that having a lot of trailers and a big marketing push when it happened.
Is there any other one that I might have seen? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, she was in the 2019 Lion King. I didn't watch that.
Animated. Well,
yeah, the air quotes live action that is all computer animated.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do a franchise that she's in again. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. We will see if we make it that far. Foxy Cleopatra is her character's name. I think she's based on is it Foxy Jones or Roxy Jones?
I have no idea.
Foxy Brown. No, that's not it. That's a rapper. I think it is Foxy Jones. I gotta look this up.
I didn't know she was, what do you call it? Based on
it
anyone.
It is Foxy Brown. Okay, so in the 70s, that was the film period that people often call blaxploitation, where you had a lot of directors who were willing to put black people on film because the civil rights movement allowed it to happen, essentially. And so a lot of actors who could be hired for cheap were getting their shot. And Pam Grier was one of them, where she was the action star Foxy Brown in this. It almost felt like a spy thriller, but it isn't. It's about this vigilante who goes on the streets as a prostitute in order to get close to mobsters and kill them. Like, it is such an interesting
premises.
Movie. It really is. And I think it's technically part of a franchise because... why can I never remember? Quentin Tarantino did Jackie Brown, the movie, and it also starred Pam Grier as Ms. Brown, although I don't think she is Foxy Brown anymore. I think she's a totally different character. But it's another good movie. Pam Grier again. We'll see. If people are willing to call the Brown movies a franchise, then I will force you to watch them with me.
We will find copies somewhere.
Oh, we absolutely will. They are classics. All right. Well, I think that's all of Act 1. Are you ready to go to Act 2?
Let me see what would qualify as still Act 1. Because they do find... Austin's dad, Goldmember, manages to escape in his time machine thing.
That's right. We forgot all about that.
I mean, that's where it's like the name of this show is Goldmember, and we've focused on Beyonce and Nathan Lane and Michael Caine. So,
well, what did you think of when Michael Caine and Mike Myers started speaking English?
I tried to follow it. I'd also watch movies with subtitles just so I could know what they're saying. So it kind of got all jumbled up for me.
Yes, I did the same. I kept looking up and down at the, the hearing impaired subtitles versus the joke subtitles.
Right. Like for the subtitles, I didn't actively dislike it. But it was a little confusing. I think in the theater, it probably would have come across fine.
Oh, yeah.
But
would have played very well.
Don't know what they really talked about. They were trying to decide if Austin should leave him alone with the women that are there, I think.
Yeah. And then they just started reminiscing about old Christmases.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I did get a chuckle out of it because until they started speaking gibberish where they weren't actually talking, they were just making some noises, my ears were doing a fairly good job of following because I've tried to watch some cultured stuff out there, including some British stuff. So I thought it was clever. I thought it was a fun little moment, but you're right, it all just leads up to them being captured so that
yeah,
they can go back to the future.
I'm trying to remember at which point it happens, because my only beef with it is at some point, I want to say Cleopatra and Austin Powers and Nigel are talking about Goldmember, and Nigel says he hates people that aren't tolerant of other cultures and the Dutch. And I was like, isn't that just the Seinfeld joke? Didn't he already do that joke?
I don't remember that.
No? I feel like George Costanza says the same exact thing. But
I genuinely don't remember that. I thought that was a totally original and amazing joke. I laughed. No, I didn't laugh so hard. I chuckled again. I went, huh. I'm thinking about it now as being a funnier moment than I think it was in the actual thing.
Because I feel like I'd heard it before, and I didn't know that I would have heard it secondhand from Austin Powers. Maybe it's original. Maybe.
Yeah. There are a few jokes in this movie that have withstood the test of time, and I think the number one is "How About No" from Dr. Evil. But it's very possible, because I'm pretty sure I have heard twins, Basil, twins from lots of people, and I just never realized that they were referencing Austin Powers. You know?
I mean, Google's saying that it came from this when Michael Caine. I was like, it just man, I must have heard it secondhand and attributed it to Seinfeld, because they do have the Dutch thing where George is confused about the Netherlands and the Dutch, and
yes,
I guess I thought it sounded like it came from there. My apologies to the writer of Austin Powers and Goldmember. Congratulations.
They have some original jokes
on your really good joke. I'm ashamed.
Let's get back to the present, because Dr. Evil also escapes, and I genuinely thought that
the song and stuff.
Yes, I thought all of that was going to end up being a dream sequence. Mm-hmm. And that when Dr. Evil came to, someone was going to start fighting him, and that was going to be the start of the riot that he needed to escape. Nope, he really did a song and dance number, and it convinced all of the prisoners to do what he said. Yep. And then he immediately got caught, but it's okay because he did get away.
I don't know. I think that whole section got lost on me because, they're singing. I don't remember. I think they're just him and Mini-Me in a prison. Mm-hmm. They get out, and, all of the escape is on a side screen? I don't know what you call it. Just an overlay.
Yeah.
We don't want to take up our budget with this, so stand in front of a wall and we'll
put a spotlight on you.
Yeah, we'll show you riding away on a motorcycle that's like Batman and Robin.
Oh, see, I don't even remember that. I was hung up on the spotlight on Dr. Evil and the mini spotlight on Mini-Me. Yeah. And that was the only thing in my head was they were caught. Why did they get away? I completely missed
got away.
That they got away.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It doesn't come back at all. So
no.
Whenever something doesn't come back, I always wonder, am I missing the context of the time period where there was some sort of prison video? Is this when The Office happened and did their prison Mike? Or who was it? Michael Scott, yeah. I think they do a music video for one of the episodes.
Yeah, I'm looking that up to see when that was, because I'm when
Prison Mike.
When did that happen? Because Prison Break the show happened in 2005, so they're definitely not referencing that. Why won't anyone give me
a date?
The original air dates. They're like, this is the season, this is the episode. And I'm like, no, I want to know.
2006 is what I'm finding for season 3, episode
November
9.
30th.
When did this one come out?
November 30th, 2006, and we are in 2002.
Okay, well.
So everybody's just copying Austin Powers, I guess.
I guess. That's where I feel like...
This movie's more original than we want to give it credit for.
We're not trying to take it out of context, but we have to because this is 2026 or 2025. And
You're jumping ahead.
No,
jumping ahead on us.
Wish it was over.
Yes. Yeah. So we get our submarine. I kind of like that Scott is getting a redemption arc in this movie, where like he's finally starting to bond with his evil father.
It's not bad. I think it makes it easier that we're all kind of done with the shutting up Scott. Like, let him do something different. Let's find a new joke. Okay.
Yep, and he brought sharks with lasers on their head. So
yeah, I did applaud that, because it was like, good job. You did the thing number 2 couldn't do.
Yeah, we finally got him. And this also sets up the betrayal of Mini-Me.
He gets pushed out of second place and somehow ends up on Team Powers.
It's when Goldmember meets up with them and delivers Nigel, and Mini-Me is the one who escorts him to prison or the brig or whatever, and Nigel's like, I think you're the brains of this operation. That was my worst Michael Caine that I have ever done. I used to have a pretty good Michael Caine, and that was horrible. Anyway, that's the impetus for betrayal, and then it's number 3 who actually gets him out. We haven't talked about Fred Savage at all.
Oh yeah, he is a double agent spy. He has a mole on his face, and so he is technically a mole in a different organization, and everybody can't take their eyes off of the mole on his lip.
Yeah, and frankly, Austin is the worst of them, because yes, Dr. Evil is also put off by the mole, but he moves on.
Yeah.
Whereas Austin cannot ever move on from it. And I'm like, I kind of hate Austin. Like, he's a jerk.
Yep. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what even purpose the mole serves for.
He's the convenient information exchange for the movie. Whenever Basil Exposition needs to send Austin on his way, it's because Mole number 3 has given us information.
Okay.
And he's the one who brings Mini-Me to Austin's apartment for that fight.
I'm trying to think of how necessary that was. We need a joke character. Like, okay.
We need callbacks. There are 2 of them in this movie. We've got Dr. Evil saying, you and I are not so different, calling back to International Man of Mystery. And then the peace sign from Mini-Me, calling back to The Spy Who Shagged Me. It's strange that we have to do that.
Yeah, I don't know how much we need Fred Savage having a mole and then jokes at the expense of him for the mole. Like, okay.
I think Fred Savage was great in this movie, and I am going to take myself back to 2002, when at that time, Fred Savage was former child star Fred Savage. Like, nobody saw him as an actor anymore. People still have a hard time seeing him as an actor. I think that's the reason he's now mostly a director and a producer. Like, I think it's because nobody takes him seriously as an actor. But I think he was good in this. I think, who's that guy from Malcolm in the Middle? The guy who played the dad, where he said, like,
Cranston.
The key to comedy is the actor doesn't know the character doesn't know he's being funny. And I think Fred Savage embodies that in this role. I'm just going to stand up for him. I'm going to say Fred Savage, thumbs up.
Yes, he did a good job. The other interactions are unnecessary.
The movie itself did a bad job.
I don't know. Like, how do you even make it funnier? Well.
I don't know, and that's what sucks. Is they made his entire character the gimmick of a mole, and it's like, come on, like he really could have been used for something interesting.
I mean, for as awkward those 2 or 3, I don't know how many times they obsess over his mole. Can we get a time machine and just cut the mini-me scene with Nigel talking about his Goldmember?
Oh my gosh.
What the hell is going on? I don't know what this is there for. But I do think there's a lot of...
I completely forgot it.
There's a lot of penis jokes in this movie.
There are. And, good on the movie saying that he's got a third leg. Of all the ways that you could take that joke, I thought that was hilarious, especially when we got to the mid-credit sequence or mid-credit scenes where Britney Spears is asking about it.
I just think the setup getting there is like, Nigel, what are you doing? You're asking him about how's your penis doing? It's like, okay.
Why is that where you go to, Mr. Powers?
100%. Like, I know you were I don't know, what do you call it? Just like Austin, but...
yeah, a horny spy.
But why are we talking to Mini-Me about this? I feel like it's so awkward. Time machine, go back. I don't think we need this.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I would say this, that's probably all of Act 2. There's probably some things that we're missing here and there, but I can't really think of anything that...
Oh, let me whip out my notes. Because I was wrong about the Seinfeld joke.
Let's see what else you're wrong about.
Right? Like, is the peeling skin a shot at the Dutch or something? Because Goldmember peels skin, and it's like, this part's just gross. What is...
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with anything. I think because they had a gross thing about Fat Bastard, they wanted to have a gross thing about Goldmember. Speaking of Fat Bastard,
here he comes.
This movie also.
Yep. I appreciate that they brought in the sumo wrestlers angle from James Bond. I was like, this is what super spies do apparently in the 70s. They go to a sumo wrestling match. But Fat Bastard's there working on being a wrestler and proceeds to have all sorts of jokes about poop. And I'm not the biggest fan of poop jokes.
I'm not the biggest fan of Fat Bastard.
True.
In general. I just don't think he works.
They do have a crocodile walk from James Bond, but it's over other sumos. So I do appreciate the little nods that they do put into that. Like, I guess most of the spaceship scenes, or when they were space, could point to like Moonraker and whatnot. But
for sure. And this one's pointing to a lot of movies. It's not just one, but yeah, it's Live and Let Die that has the crocodile run, the racist one.
Yeah.
That was that was probably the best part of the racist one. There are two things that I like about this Fat Bastard sequence. 3 things. I'm going to say 3 things. And the first one is more to do with something that I heard a few years ago. I don't even remember which podcast it was, but I was just listening to a podcast and it was talking about the corruption that is inherent in the sport of sumo wrestling. And the main thing that they point at is the fact that in most sports, the best person always does their best. But in sumo, you can get kicked out of the sport if you don't do well enough, and people will become friends with other people. And so they will throw matches in order to keep their friends in the professional league, rather than, doing their best and getting rid of the worst and allowing new people to come in. They try to keep it all inside. And I don't remember where I heard that. It was a podcast many years ago, and I thought it was interesting, the fact that Fat Bastard was like, I'm trying to go legit, but nobody takes me seriously. I was like, yeah, I mean, of course you would have to pay someone off. That's what people do today. Like, there are bribes that happen today in sumo wrestling. So of course, but they didn't make anything out of that. It was a throwaway line at a time that they probably didn't even care about corruption in sports. So I like it more than the movie probably liked that line. Second thing I liked was Foxy picking out her afro. We cut to her once and she's got a ponytail with her afro pick, and then we cut to her again and she's got her beautiful afro back out. And I just chuckled at that. I was like, okay, I like that. I like that they're like, and she's back to her 70s look. And then the thing I probably liked the most was the broken wire. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I think I missed the picking out of the hair.
It really is a blink and you miss it, because they cut to her and she's doing nothing, but she's got her hair pick and she's pointing at something for Austin. And then when we cut back to her afro is out and she's got her gun out and she's ready to join in. But she's like not part of the fight because she has to do her hair. It's a dumb thing. It doesn't matter. I liked it. Nobody else has to.
I guess next dumb thing is Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. They talked to him just so they could do subtitle jokes. And that's he's part of the bad Dr. Evil plan, but he's just there as maybe a continuation of the James Bond jokes, but
maybe you could point to You Only Live Twice with that Japanese businessman who turned out to be subservient to Blofeld. Maybe you could point to that, but it feels like the character only exists for the subtitle joke. And it sucks. And I don't like it that much. There's parts that made me... the very end made me chuckle. But otherwise I was like, ugh.
And during that, Austin has his bad teeth again. These things change all the time.
Now that you point that out, he had good teeth at the very beginning.
Yep.
They went to bad teeth when he went to the 70s. And so I thought he had good teeth again in the present, unless Mr. Roboto, I don't remember his title. If Roboto exists in the 70s, there's I don't know. I don't know. There's so much time shenanigans in this that I don't know how to keep it all track.
Yep. I don't know what time period we're supposed to be getting. I think 2002 is where their Dr. Evil exists, because Goldmember went back in time.
And I thought that when Goldmember took Nigel Powers back to 2002, I thought we stayed in 2002.
Yeah.
It's possible that Mr. Roboto is happening in the past, but I don't remember anyone saying that he's building this critical component in 1973, Earth 72 or whatever they said. So to me, his bad teeth just showed up arbitrarily, and I don't know why.
Yep, that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like, because I don't know. Yes, it's a comedy show. The plot isn't necessarily important, but I like there's just a lot of pee jokes between now and them getting captured.
Yes. Yeah, I completely skipped over the fountain.
Yep.
It's an extended pee joke that was funny for a moment, and then it just kept going. Yep. And then you thought it was done, and then it went on again. Like,
I mean, we could skip over a lot of things because it's just gold car, gold key. We get Godzilla. Well, yeah,
there's the car chase that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's a car chase in a spy movie, so check the box.
I think the next thing that would make me stop and say, oh yeah, I enjoyed seeing this silly joke is Mini-Me is defecting because he got pushed out because of the laser sharks, etc. And Austin doesn't know that he's defecting, and they start a broken bottle fight, and Mini-Me grabs the mini bar bottle and breaks it because Austin is broken the regular size bottle. And okay, that's cute for we're gonna do a fight.
It's a pretty good visual gag. This movie has a couple of really good gags and then a lot of repeated gags.
Yeah.
And I think the repeated gags make me a little bit harder on the movie. Really fast, the Godzilla joke. I do want to point out that we get these appearances from, at that time, relative nobodies, Brian T. And Masi Oka. And Brian T. I've seen a few times, but I think the only show of his that I watched even a little bit of was Entourage. And then he's appeared in a few movies here and there, usually as the strong, silent bad guy.
Which one's he?
But say that again.
Which one is he in the Godzilla shot?
Brian he's the first one. Okay. He's the first guy who's like, oh no, it's Godzilla. And then Masi Oka comes up next.
Hero.
And he's like, no, it's legally distinct. And he's from Heroes. And I loved Hero from Heroes. Like, I think I only watched the first 2 seasons of that show, and Hero was my favorite character for the entire time that I watched it. Like,
apparently those are the seasons worth watching.
Yes. So the entire movie is worth watching just so you can see Brian T. and Masi Oka as tiny cameos, and not even cameos because they're not in the cameo list. They are just extras.
Doing a nice job of telling us the punchline, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. They do a different take on the Flying Johnson, where it's the radar and people instead are trying to say
his boobs.
Various different phrases. I don't think it flows quite as well, but I definitely, on the radar, that's what they looked like before they even started the gag. I was like, oh, here it comes.
Yep, exactly. I think the thing that is the weakest of that gag, it's already a weak gag because it's a repeated joke from the last movie, but then to have the Osbournes from their hit 2002 television reality show telling us that this is a repeated joke.
Yeah.
I didn't vibe with that. Rest in peace, Ozzy. You're a wonderful person, but I didn't love that.
The bloopers more than the actual cut that they used.
The bloopers were better because that was the charm of the Osbourne reality show was, a brain-fried Ozzy trying to interact with the modern world. And Ozzy never needed to do anything but be a rock star. And even up until right before he died, he was still able to be a rock star. That was what he was good at, and he remained good at it up until he was not with us anymore. So at the time I was like, oh, poor Ozzy. He's not going to make it. But he lasted another 20 years. Like, he didn't need to know how to operate the television. He just needed to sing his songs and be awesome.
Yep. I mean, I didn't know exactly much of his exact music and influence, but it seems like he was a rock star.
I would recommend going on a journey, whether it be starting with, well, yeah, definitely start with Black Sabbath, because there are some incredible songs there. But then, go into the Ozzy days, because it's a trip. Like, I'm pretty sure he even continued to work with the guitarist from Black Sabbath on his solo career. So, like, it feels like an extension of Black Sabbath. It's very interesting. And there are some undeniable hit songs that other people have covered. Black Sabbath has this song called War Pigs, and one of my favorite covers of all time is by Cake. I love their version of War Pigs, but I love both versions.
I'll give it a try. I think I just remembered him from that TV series, so...
Yeah. And that's definitely what this is referencing. It is not a reference to Ozzy Osbourne, the rock star. It is a reference to Ozzy Osbourne, the reality TV star.
Yeah.
And I think that just dates it. It just sets it firmly in the early aughts.
Yeah. Trying to think. I don't... Like, there's stuff happening, but really we are winding down to Dr. Evil's
infiltration
plan failing and Austin winning.
Well, I mean, I will say, I loved the very beginning. I kind of think that the second best element of this movie is the infiltration up until everybody's related to each other. But when they're infiltrating... and Mini-Me has that shadow gag with Austin. It's another repeated joke, but this time it worked for me. It tickled me. I thought it was pretty good.
It was all right. I constantly not try to take the contrarian view, but it's like, well, the original light gag felt a lot like the blocking and naked scenes where it it's funny. Let's see how far they can go with it. And then, that's where it tends to lose me. Is like, oh, okay, that's happening.
It's so dumb, but
yes.
I like it better than the last one. Like,
okay, yeah.
Because the last one, the only part that I thought was funny was when she picked up the bag and dropped the grenades. So it looked like he was pooping grenades. Other than that, I was like, none of this conceptually makes sense. Like the way he's seated, the things that she's pulling out. Why are the guards freaking out about this? How could they possibly believe that a racquetball thing, like racket?
Yeah. A racquetball racket.
Yeah, thank you. How could they possibly believe that that's getting shoved back up his rectum? But I forget what it's called when you've got a muscle that can move on its own, like your tongue, or an elephant's nose.
Oh,
but
prehensile? Is that
yes, because a prehensile tail would be one that you can move around, I think. But a prehensile penis in the shadows. That works better for me than a racquetball racket.
Yeah. I guess I can agree to that perspective. What a perspective to agree to.
It's these little nitpicky ideas that we gotta find.
Yeah. I mean, if it hasn't come across, I haven't really enjoyed this one.
Earlier in the movie, while Dr. Evil was in prison, he gave us his backstory, where he was a child who was in a car explosion, and then he was adopted by some evil Dutch who raised him to be as evil as possible. Here, we come back and learn that no, it was a vacation, and Nigel Powers is actually Dr. Evil's father, and he thought that only Austin had survived. And when he discovered that Dougie survived, he saw that he had been adopted by the Dutch and could never get him back. When I said that Spectre had become a parody of itself with the new Blofeld saying that he was Austin's brother, this was the movie I was talking about. Goldmember, where Dr. Evil suddenly becomes Austin's brother.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. I did not expect it to happen. I think they did okay. They did okay in making it appear as how they would have both come to that knowledge. Like, because they were just too little, so thought that Dougie had died, but then it fizzles it all. Like, okay, so they're brothers. Okay.
My beef with it is the fact that in the last movie, Dr. Evil was making the Star Wars joke of saying, "I am your father." And then he's like, "I can't back that up. I don't have any evidence for that." And now suddenly we discover not only did they go to school together, and therefore Austin could never have believed that Dr. Evil was his father, but they were also brothers. Like, and it doesn't matter. It's a comedy movie. We don't need it to have lore or anything like that.
No. It's just a little silly of a twist.
Yep. It allows us to have Dr. Evil become good. The balding Scott Evil run away like a girl.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Quote.
Just one more thing to throw in there for no reason.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the sudden turn for Goldmember to be the main villain, where his Goldmember was a backup key for some reason.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what they're trying to do? Tractor beam something, then they were... to make the ice caps. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they managed to fix it, and it is all okay.
It's kind of cute. It's kind of cute when Austin's like, "Come on, Dougie, think of a plan. You were always the smart one." Okay. And Dr. Evil's like, "Well, I guess I could go and reverse the polarity." It kind of reminded me of those 70s cartoons where you had the nerdy guy who had no confidence. And he would be like, "Well, I guess I could just save the day." And he's got the plan that's going to save everything, but nobody cares because he's the nerd.
Yeah.
Like, so that part I thought was a cute nod to something, I don't know, maybe only for me to laugh at.
Yeah. I think I lost interest at the end because I don't know. We end with the lame kiss, but I think that comes after John Travolta and Fat Bastard losing weight. And I watched this 6 hours ago, and I have no recollection of how it ends.
They reverse the polarity. It electrocutes Goldmember. He falls down, and then they're talking, and Foxy's like, "Freeze, Goldmember!" And we cut back to him, and we see that he's standing up. But then when he turns around, it's John Travolta as Goldmember. And we have now cut to the premiere of Austin Pussy. No more conclusion to what was happening because I guess we caught Goldmember. Doesn't matter.
So. Now it is a story movie.
Yep. And we get to see Fat Bastard who has lost a bunch of weight. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, and then we get Scott Evil in his evil lair, but now he's completely bald. I think that's everything from the hard cut. Yeah. Oh, we get the awkward kiss. The awkward
Yeah.
kiss between Austin and Foxy. The kiss that looks as though neither of them wanted to have it.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they're channeling something from James Bond. I don't know.
I am desperately looking to see if there is anything in the trivia on any of these pages that say that that was intentional. Because me, sitting in 2025, I'm just watching two actors not want to kiss each other.
Oh, we gotta at least get it on tape, so okay.
Yep. They gotta get the girl. Three mid-credit sequences that kind of start right at the beginning, and I don't remember any of them except for the Osborne bloopers. Oh, there was Britney Spears. Britney Spears was going to talk to Mini-Me about his kickstand, but I can't remember the other one.
Same. It's lost to time now.
For real, because we're about to get out of this thing, and I cannot remember. All right, well, the third mid-credit sequence is lost to history. You'll have to watch the movie yourself and tell us what it was, because we've both completely forgotten it.
Yeah, which last time I skipped the credits, and this time I was like, okay, I gotta watch them. See if there's anything that happens.
Yeah, they do that now. They're gonna catch you. All right. Well, on this podcast, we do ratings, not grades. The primary difference is where you find the average and therefore where you weight the scores. So in a grade, you put the average at 7 out of 10. That's where you say something is average. And so you say a movie that's kind of bad gets a higher score to fit closer to the average. But here we say a 5 out of 10 is the average, and we're sticking with it. A bad movie doesn't get a higher grade just because it's got a weighted average. So with that in mind, Justin, what would you give this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
I didn't enjoy it like the second one. It has some funnier moments. It doesn't have as much naked people I don't want to see naked. Still has the musical bit. Don't love that. I don't like it. I don't think it's as funny as it may have been in 2002. Things can not stay funny after 2 decades.
Most comedies do not age well. And frankly, I think that's a compliment to the comedy. If it was great then and it's bad now, that's a sign that society has changed. And maybe this movie was a part of it.
This was a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a genuine shock to me.
I don't like it. I've tolerated all of the Austin Powers, and there's good parts. I think the callbacks, sure, they're fun, but it's just not something that I ever want. I don't know that I could recommend it as a, well, I think you like funny shows now. You would like this one. I don't think so. Yeah, I feel like even with our advanced years having more context of Mission Impossible 2 and Tom Cruise, it could still be enjoyable and nostalgic, I'd say, but I just don't jive with the laughs, the Billy and P cup, it's not unfunny, but it's just still juvenile.
It is still juvenile. I will say I appreciate that they went from poop to pee. Of the waste products that I have to watch in comedy movies, P is preferential, I guess.
Yeah.
The reason I was shocked by it was I thought you were going to go lower than me. And that is because I am also at a 4. And my reasoning is I do think this movie is better than International Man of Mystery, the very first in the trilogy. But I think it recycles too many jokes. I feel like half of the jokes in this movie were jokes that I already heard in the previous movies, primarily the second movie. And frankly, that kind of makes me like the second movie more. I'm not going to go and retroactively change my score for it.
Sure.
But the fact that even the third movie was like, hey guys, remember the second movie? Like, that was so good, wasn't it? Like, and so I think a 4 is fair to the fact that it's better than the original, but it really isn't a very good movie. It's got some great moments. I'm going to say the very beginning, that school days flashback, and the dance scene at the beginning. Those are genuinely great moments.
Yes.
And then, I can appreciate the 3 lines that I remember from this movie. Oh crap, I can't believe I forgot the first one. But how about no, the one you pointed out where it was like,
Dutch.
People who disrespect other people's cultures and the Dutch. And then twins, Basil, twins. Those are the 3 lines that I hear the most often from this movie. But yeah, we're both at 4s, making this an easy show average of a 4, which is also in the middle of the 3 movies for us. So it's becoming more frequent that you and I have the same scores. It's only happened once in this franchise, but we had it a few times in the Bond franchise. That's true. That's true. We'll have to see how the next franchise goes. But next week, we are going to be doing our franchise wrap-up. Probably won't be a very long episode. I don't know how much we'll have to say about the whole franchise, but we're going to do it next week. And then we will announce what our next franchise is. So make sure to join us next week so you know your homework for the following week.
Also, keep up. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. If you enjoyed yourself, go ahead and rate or review or leave a comment, whatever it is that you can do on the platform that you are currently listening on. If you want to help this channel or this show grow, go ahead and share this episode with your friends. And then, of course, if you enjoy these shorts, go ahead and subscribe to either our Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube so you can watch all of those shorts. And then finally, if there was anything that we missed that you were like, that was the best thing in this movie, send us an email at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. And I guess until next week, groovy, baby. I didn't do that last time.
Well, so your last chance.
Exactly, I needed it. Groovy, baby. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, I didn't quite expect to be the exact same score, but that tracks.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go down to like a 3, maybe. I was like, maybe he liked this less than the last one. So,
no, well, yes.
Well, yeah. The last one, of course, was The Spy Who Shagged Me, which was a legitimate...
A good one.
Yeah, a good movie, whereas the first one, that's what I meant. I thought you were going to go lower than the first one. But then I thought about it again, and that movie is really bad.